You may be seated. Please put your hands together in Kansho and recite the Nembutsu. We are pleased to welcome the Honpa Hongwanji Choir this morning to sing the Giseikai opening service. The choir will offer a prelude entitled Evening Gatha to honor the memory of ministers and members who have passed, but whose countless contributions enable us to share the joy of Shinran Shonin's Nembutsu teachings today. A little known fact about this Gatha is that the music was composed by a local Nisei named Harold Ueda nearly a century ago to lyrics written by Dorothy Hunt. The Honpa Hongwanji Choir will now present Evening Gatha directed by Ms. Mari Murakami and accompanied by Mr. Francis Okano. Thank you, Honpa Hongwanji Choir, for that beautiful memorial prelude. We will now commence with the opening service for the 112th Legislative Assembly and the Honpa Hongwanji Mission of Hawaii's 135th Anniversary Memorial Service. Please rise for Vandana Ti-Sarana, found in page 7 of the red service book, the little one found in the pews, led by Reverend Gyoshin Kamuro.
Sa
We will now have chanting of Shoshinge, led by Bishop Toshiyuki Mitani. Today, we will chant the Shoshinge from the new Gohonden Saho, which has been established for the joint celebration of the 850th anniversary of Shinran Shonen's birth and 800th anniversary of the establishment of the Jodo Shinshu teaching, which was held from March to May in Kyoto, Japan last year. We'll also chant the new sutra at our triple celebration in September this year. We'd like you to be familiar with this Shoshinge melody. Please see the printed chanting sheet we distributed.
over there, hanging up on the wall. Yeah. I think so.
will now have the offering of incense by representatives. When I call your name, please come forward and offer incense. Honpa Hongwanji Mission of Hawaii President Dr. Warren Tamamoto. Hawaii Honpa Hongwanji Ministers Association President Reverend Jeffrey Soga. Representing the Honolulu Hongwanji Council, Mr. Alan Goto. Representing the Oahu Hongwanji Council, Mr. Russell Nonaka. Representing the Kauai Hongwanji Council, Ms. Carol Valentine. Representing the Maui Hongwanji Council, Ms. Jean Heselden. Representing the Hawaii Hongwanji Council, Mr. Jason Hashimoto. Reverend So Kalu will now read a message from the Governor General of Jodo Shinshu Hongwanji-ha, Bishop Gyoshin Ikeda.
On the occasion of the Honpa Hongwanji Mission of Hawaii's 112th Giseikai, I humbly extend my appreciation to you, the ministers and Sangha representatives from throughout the state of Hawaii. I would also like to express my heartfelt gratitude to you all for your continuing efforts in propagating the Jodo Shinshu tradition and maintaining the temples within your respective districts. I would first like to extend my condolences to those who lost their lives due to the Maui wildfire and express my sympathy to all who have been affected. Hoping for the area's speedy recovery, we will continue our support for their efforts mentally as well as physically. With the ongoing Russian aggression against Ukraine and reignited battle between Israel and Palestine, more and more countries have come to rely more heavily on armed military force. And in accordance with this tendency, a number of confrontations and conflicts are taking place across the world. Although, while regaining relative normalcy in everyday life after strictly controlled days of COVID-19 preventive measures, we are thus forced to see another sad reality of human self-centeredness. At the same time, however, this anxious world situation reminds us of how important it is to share with as many people as possible the teachings that is founded on the undeniable truth, the Buddha Dharma. At Hongwanji Kyoto, the joint celebration of the 850th anniversary of Shinran Shonen's birth and the 800th anniversary of the establishment of the Jodo Shinshu teaching was successfully concluded last May. We are truly grateful for the large overseas delegation that attended the services. Preceding the occasion, Monshu Otani Kojun proclaimed the new Ryogemon, a way of appreciating the teaching, gratitude for the Jodo Shinshu teachings, in his effort of updating the original Ryogemon that is believed Renya Shonen composed. He concluded the introductory message on that passage that he hopes will be recited by everyone during various gatherings to share it with a wide range of people as well as the next generation. Despite the challenging world situation, let us each continue our own efforts to fulfill the Buddha's aspiration towards the realization of a society in which everyone can live life of spiritual fulfillment. In closing, it is my hope that the Honpa Hongwanji Mission of Hawaii will continue to prosper and that many fruitful results will arise from this annual meeting. Governor General Ikeda Gyoshin, Jodo Shinshu, Hongwanji-ha.
Thank you, Reverend Kalu. We will now hear a welcome address from Mr. Alan Goto of Honolulu District.
Bishop Umitani, President Warren Tamamoto, and I also welcome the special guests from the Buddhist Churches of America, Glenn Inan Naga, who's the current BCA Vice President, and his wife Michiko Inanaga. She is head of the Endowment Foundation and Development. Both of the Inagas are members of the Orange County Buddhist Church. From the Jodo Shinshu Buddhist Temples of Canada, Laura Sugimoto is president of the Canadian Sangha and a member of the Calgary Temple. From the Jodo Shinshu International Office, Reverend Kiyonobi Kuwahara, the office manager of the center and the supervising minister of Berkeley Buddhist Temple. Aloha Kako, welcome to the opening service of the 112th Legislative Assembly of the Hongwanji Mission of Hawaii. My giving this welcoming message is a privilege, and I appreciate the opportunity. 2024 is a busy year for the Honpa Hongwanji Mission of Hawaii as we commemorate the triple celebration ending in September 7 and 8th. Our triple celebration recognizes and includes the following. In 2023, Honzan commemorated the 850th anniversary of the birth of Shinran Shonin. They were now commemorating the 800th anniversary of establishing Jodo Shinshu as a teaching. And in 2024, it marks the 135th year of Hawaii Kyodan, the Honpa Hongwanji Mission of Hawaii. Although 2024 will be observing, throughout 2024, we'll be observing commemorative services and workshops relating to the triple celebration event. Outside of Japan, we know of the Jodo Shinshu missions in Americas, which include the Buddhist Churches of America, the Jodo Shinshu Buddhist Temples of Canada, South America, Jodo Shinshu Hongwanji-ha, mainly in Brazil, and the Buddhist and the Honpa Hongwanji Mission of Hawaii. In addition, one can find Jodo Shinshu temples and Sangha groups in Europe, Taiwan, Australia, Nepal. With dedicated ministers and lay leaders, Shinran Shonin's teachings are moving throughout the world. I've been involved in Hawaii Kyodan at probably every organizational level, and I'm grateful for the people who have committed their religious, spiritual, and special skills to the institution's mission of spreading Jodo Shinshu in Hawaii, relieving suffering through the embrace of Amida's wisdom and compassion. As we begin Hawaii Kyodan's 112th Legislative Assembly, I share my personal view of Jodo Shinshu in the world, and particularly in the Americas. As an amateur ceramicist or potter, I found that making ceramic pieces are not only an artistic endeavor, it also offers meditative and contemplative moments. I get attached to my pieces, and as if they were my children, I suffer when they break or they don't meet my expectations. And with each firing of a kill, there's a mystery of physics and chemistry that produce beautiful and functional pieces, perhaps unknown causes and conditions. As a Shinshu potter, I see overseas missions and specifically Hawaii Kyodan as a kintsugi bowl. And unfortunately, this was supposed to be projected, but we're not using the projector. So for those of you who are real close, this is what a kintsugi bowl looks like. And I will describe it. Hopefully we can project this downstairs when we do have that opportunity. A story is told that a shipload of Chinese porcelain pieces arrived in Japan and they were damaged. Perhaps based on the concept of mottai nai, the broken pieces were not discarded. Creative and skilled craftsmen repaired them with gold-colored lacquer. I see Hawaii Kyodan as a kintsugi bowl. Symbolically, the cracked pieces signifies the strength of Issei forefathers in a foreign land. Internal dialogues about propagating Jodo Shinshu in the America, and significant growth, such as establishing the Institute of Buddhist Studies and the Pacific Buddhist Academy, to name just two. And the gold lacquer mends the bowl, and that's the Dharma. The Dharma makes the bowl complete and whole. I hope that you see the dynamic strength and resilience of Hawaii Kyodan, its Sangha, with Dharma-centered awareness and expressions of deep gratitude to Shinran Shonin's unique perspectives of human life, and Amida Buddha's wisdom and compassion. There is meaning and beauty in the imperfection of the bowl as it demonstrates struggle, dedication, wayfaring, interdependence. And we continue to grow, to be present, have influence in our communities. We must welcome the world into our Sangha. Again, I welcome you all, our guests from the overseas missions. I hope that you will share your experiences about your respective missions and temples with us. Thank you very much for your dedication and commitment to Jodo Shinshu and Hawaii Kyodan. Let's have a productive and meaningful legislative assembly. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Goto. Please rise for the singing of the Gatha Ondokusan 2 and Gratefulness 2, found in the Sing Namo Amida Butsu White Gatha book on page 107. Please join me in a moment of silence to honor and show our appreciation for the following Ingo or posthumous title recipients in 2023, as well as past ministers and members of the Honpa Hongwanji Mission of Hawaii. Norman Mitsuyuki Sakata, Kona Hongwanji Mission. Harry Masayoshi Akazawa, West Kauai Hongwanji Mission. J. Kunio Hamai, Mo'ili'ili Hongwanji Mission. Stephen Don Lee, Kahului Hongwanji Mission. Mary Okada Fujitani, Honpa Hongwanji Hawaii Betsuin. Alice Yamada, Kapa'a Hongwanji Mission. And as previously mentioned, the ministers and members that have come before us who have helped shape the Honpa Hongwanji Mission of Hawaii. Namo Amida Butsu. We will now have a memorial sermon from Rinban Yuika Hasebe of Honpa Hongwanji Hawaii Betsuin.
As a beginning of the message, let us reverently bow our head to Amida Buddha and then place our hands together in Gassho and extend our thoughts to the Maui, the Haina Hongwanji, and members and people who are going through the turmoil and challenging time. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Good morning. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to speak at the Honpa Hongwanji Mission of Hawaii Legislative Assembly. Honestly, this is one of my most afraid moments. Who wouldn't get nervous in front of all the ministers and leaders and the wonderful guests? And one day, Reverend Baba came to me and said, "Konkonte, Hasebe Sensei." And I said, "Yes, Baba Sensei, how can I help you?" And then he said, "Could you speak at this year's Giseikai?" And I said, "Time would come." So I said, "Sure." But after a while, thinking about what to talk, I realized that I would like to share one thing, which probably very common things to many of you, and it may not even new or fresh to you. But instead of just being nervous, I would like to give a try, and I would like to take this opportunity to share with you what I learned about my life and hope to hear yours as well. Since I've been assigned to Hawaii Mission of Hawaii, it has been already 15 years past. And I was assigned to both Betsuin, which are Hawaii Betsuin, and also the Hiro Betsuin. I came when I was 28 years old, and then I can't believe how fast the time flies. For years since I started to work as a minister, hospice visitation and hospital visitation was always very difficult for me. I didn't know what to talk or how to talk to patient. I thought I should do or say something comfort them as a minister, but I didn't know how. And after several years later, fortunately, I learned that I am not there to talk, but I should be there to listen. Anyway, one day, I was fortunate to have the opportunity to observe the one minister's hospice visitation, and the minister looked very professional and calm next to the hospice patient. So after the visitation, I visited the minister and I asked for help and they teach me what was the right way to visit the hospice patient. And then the answer was, Hasebe sensei, I don't know. You have to find it yourself. And I remember that. I was very surprised and shocked. Do you know why? Because I always thought the right answer is somewhere out there, and what I should do is just ask to someone who may have it. I always thought that asking the question, receiving the answer, doing whatever I was told by someone who is more experienced or smarter than me or who I can trust, that would lead me to be a good minister. Of course, learning from the experienced people and receiving their input is very important, but that is not enough. I believed if I just follow their answer, I would never get off from the main trail. I would never be in lost. And I couldn't be, then I could become the successful minister. But the answer the minister gave me throw me into the confusion. Wait, sensei, you don't have answer? So what should I do and where I can find the right answer to follow? I still feel that's the time I realized that there's the things that nobody knows the answer. When we think about our world now, we are living in the world of uncertainty, and nobody can give us one answer. The climate change and natural disasters keep happening in many places in the world. Sea level is rising, and the air and the water is polluted. There is unequalness between a country to another, race and gender. People against each other and claiming the justice and righteousness on their side and hurting each other. For us, Hongwanji, we are losing our membership, financially struggling, and in many temples here in Hawaii and Japan, maybe US mainland, and any other countries may have to close down their temple in not so far away future. What can we do? I hope somebody will give me the answer, and I will do my best to follow it. But nobody has the one right answer to this question. I think that is where I am. And then that's where we are standing now together. So I was thinking, how was Shinran Shonin's time? It was about over 800 years ago. And did people have the answer to solve their problems? Shinran Shonin's life was a very hard life. Lost and being separated from his parents, and Shinran Shonin went to mountains. After 20 years of difficult and hard practices, Shinran Shonin decided to leave the mountain because he was not able to find any salvation for him. Then he descended the mountain and joined the Honen Shonins and encountered the Nembutsu teaching. However, the peaceful and enriching time together with the Honen Shonin didn't last long. Soon the Nembutsu was banned by the government of the time, and both Honen Shonin and Shinran Shonin was exiled separately. I think we can learn from this Shinran Shonin's life experience. We know about Shinran Shonin's life because it is recorded, but he himself didn't know what would happen in his life even next day. It is like us. However, when the government issued the banning of the Nembutsu, he stood up and exclaimed that the emperor and his minister acting against the Dharma and violating human rectitude. He was not yield to the power and strongly criticized the wrong and mistaken action done by them. That was his answer. Shinran Shonin stated strongly and openly expressed what he believed, and in his case, even it would cost his life. Also at the same time, Shinran Shonin said, if I didn't go to the exile place, how could I share the teaching to the people living in the countryside? That was also his answer. The situation was uncontrollable for Shinran Shonin, but even under such hard and uncertain circumstances, Shinran Shonin found his answer, made his decision, and moved forward to fulfill his Nembutsu life. I learned about the importance of questioning myself, making my decision, and then finding my answer, not waiting someone to give me the one. It is very scary and sometimes even fearful to express my answer publicly and openly when nobody knows what is right. On such occasion, I often found that myself, the feeling weak at the knees, and I try not to run away, but sometimes I did. Or sometimes I tried to ignore or close my eyes to the problems. I still do so time to time. I sincerely appreciate and feel very fortunate that there are people who encourage me to be honest and direct to my feeling and my answer. I sometimes remembered and I imagined when the minister told me that there was no answer from no answer and then no answer to my question, and if I decided to keep looking my answer to others, waited someone to bring me the answer, or just accepted everything around me and never even tried to find my answer, I feel my 15 years of ministerial life would not be as colorful as I feel now. By doing so, I have to take the responsibility of my action, and I may feel embarrassed and feel stupid, but still, I think it is worth it. The searching the right answer for me may not be easy for me, I think, because it's not my best strength, and it may require me courage and effort, but I'm learning living with my answer. All of us here, Hondo, and also people join through Zoom, I assume none of us has a one right answer to solve all concerns, problems, and issues, but it is okay. By knowing that none of us has the one right answer, it gives us the opportunity to be more open, be humble, be sincere to each other, because we are all the same. Nobody knows where we are heading, but we all hope that the Nembutsu teaching will flourish and prosper this islands of Hawaii. Live with the uncertainty sometimes gives us fear, make us feel powerless or meaningless, but I feel that is life. However, live a life of the Nembutsu, live a life with Amida Buddha, gives us a different perspective. The great compassion embraces us, our whole existence with fear, sorrow, anger, and ego, no matter what. Living with the uncertain life with Amida Buddha is a life of certainty, humbleness, reflection, and a feeling of being secured. By realizing our life is embraced by the great compassion, we can live more freely, think more openly, and steadfastly. Guided by Amida Buddha's great compassion and wisdom, our path may not be easy, but I believe this worthy endeavor will lead us to more harmonious and peaceful place. Congratulations on 2024 Legislative Assembly. I sincerely appreciate your tremendous devotion and all you do for the mission as well as your respective temple. Being embraced by the great compassion, I am very excited that we are all together tackling and facing our future together. It is important for us to deal with very serious issue with seriousness, but I think it wouldn't hurt us with doing it with a hope and laughter. I hope you enjoy the Giseikai and the friendship with your Sangha friends. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your inspiring message from Hasebe. Please rise for the singing of Nembutsu. Please remain standing for the exit of the ministers. This concludes the 112th Legislative Assembly or Giseikai opening service and the Honpa Hongwanji Mission of Hawaii's 135th Anniversary Memorial Service. Thank you for attending this morning's service. If you have not yet offered incense and would like to do so, please use this time now. For those of us participating in the Legislative Assembly, please start to make your way downstairs so that we will maybe begin the meeting. Giseikai will start at around 9:45 a.m. Please put your hands together in Gassho and recite the Nembutsu. Namaminaps. And then before you leave, Reverend Baba has an announcement.
Aloha. I have one announcement. Thank you for chanting together the Shoshinge from the new Gohonden Saho. I hope you enjoyed chanting together, creating harmonious sounds. One thing I want to tell you. This chanting seed is not the same with regular documents. So please don't throw away in trash can. You can take home it and practice this chanting at home or at your temple. Thank you.